Hello! Thank you for joining me. My name is Kristen, if you haven't met me, and I work at Encircle. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy to be a part of this just wonderful community that we have. And I hope you're all doing well and doing stuff if you want to, but not staying too busy. I think it's a good time to relax. So if you don't know, today we're going to be doing some Qigong. So we'll do a little bit of an introduction. I'll talk just a little bit about what is Qigong for people who aren't familiar. And then we'll do a warm-up just to get loose in our bodies. And then we're going to get right into the movements. So, Qigong. Qigong is a Chinese practice. If you break apart the word, gong, the second part, actually means that which we cultivate. So it's a given that we're going to work and we're going to provide for our families and we're going to do what we need to do in life. Gong is, what are we going to cultivate for ourselves during this lifetime? What are we going to grow and nourish and cultivate? So the first part is Qi. And people loosely translate that as energy. If you're familiar with yoga, a lot of people kind of liken it to prana. But it includes everything that makes you alive. The difference between a corpse and a person, the animating force. So that includes blood and nutrients that circulate to your tissues and organs. It includes just the energy that you feel to get out of bed. It includes emotions. It's everything that makes you a living person. So we can see why it would be really helpful for that to be the thing that we cultivate in our lifetime, because it's our life force. And this is what makes us feel vital. This is what moves us through. And as we protect that when we're younger and middle-aged, as we protect it, we can go into old age with more energy and more vitality as well. So that is a brief introduction. So if we're going to cultivate Qi, and that's what we're doing today, which way are we going to do it today? How are we going to do it? What are we going to do with our energy? So the first part will be kind of working on a mind-body connection. So I want you to be able to feel the life force, to feel alive in your body, and get a sense of what it is you're even working with. The second part is we'll be raising and lowering our Qi. And hopefully you really get to feel what that's like. This is going to be a tool for you in your life as well, because it may sound abstract, but you have felt it. When you get angry, your Qi just comes right up to your face, doesn't it? It gets hot. You get agitated, right? Sometimes you can feel it in your chest. Contrast that with when you're sad. It just depletes right out of you. You don't want to get up. You don't have the energy to move upwards. So this is a tangible thing. I promise you, it's real. And you can actually use it as a medicine, use Qigong as a medicine in your life once you start to feel more body and mind connection. It's like, okay, I need it to be a little bit more up today. I need it to be a little bit more down today. So those are the two real major ways that we want to work with it. And the third way today that we're going to work with our Qi is through nourishing our lung, using it to nourish our lungs, which are the master of our defensive energy. Our immune system relies on the strength of our lungs. And so, in a sense, we'll be nourishing the lungs and also using our energy to kind of exteriorize it, to come to the surface as a defense against what might be an invasion. The body contains a lot of intelligence on its own. And so we can help to support that. Okay, so let's get started with our warm-up. All right. So we're just getting loose in our body. I'm going to squinch down, take a couple steps back. So, if you can see me, you're going to plant your feet about shoulder width apart. Maybe we need to come down a little bit more. There we go. I don't know if we're going to get it. It's because I'm so tall. Just kidding. Here we go. We got a little closer. So, planting your feet shoulder width apart. And now you're just going to turn loose in your shoulders. So get a nice bend in your knees. Right? And now shift your weight back and forth in your feet. Just so that you can feel that and work with feeling that. Okay? So feeling where there's a little bit of tension and let go. And so coming back to the middle, we're just going to shake out our shoulders. So starting the movement in our feet, it's going to generate the movement in our hip and then turn the shoulder as a result. So we're not turning our shoulders like this. Our feet are moving our waist, are moving our shoulders. And then our hands can just be free. So this helps us to loosen up, but it also kind of taps into some acupressure for the lung. I love this one. All right. So now let's do neck circles. So you're going to look down, and we're going to do just half circles here. This is a little bit safer. Just nice and slow and gentle. Okay, so raising and lowering our shoulders. Raising and lowering. So we can feel the tension and then release. Okay, raising. So some arm circles. Yay. Just nice and big so that it feels good. Just should feel good. And then forward. Now we may have felt a little more tension from doing that movement. So let's sink into our feet. Make sure you've got a bend in your knees. And allow your arms to rest. And allow them to rise as if you're going in a swimming pool and you're just slowly feeling how the water feels. So the movement comes from your wrists and not your shoulders. And then release. Let me do that a few more times. Really putting your awareness at the end of your fingertips and then release. You can match your breath if you'd like, and inhale on the rise, and then exhale on the release. More. Awesome. So just do some wrist and ankle circles as well. To get a little looser. Loose. And now just shake out your wrists. Pro tip, this is actually a fabulous thing for anyone who has arthritis in their fingers and wrists. It really gets the blood and the nutrients into moving to your extremities. Yeah. Feels weird, and then it feels kind of good. It feels kind of weird again. All right. So let's work on establishing this mind-body connection just a little bit, touching in. If you don't take anything else away from our practice today, I hope it's that you get an intention and a practice of developing a mind-body connection. It's very important because in Chinese they say where the translation is where the awareness flows, where the awareness goes, the chi flows. Okay, so we can really lead with our mind. So feeling your feet on the earth, and getting a good sense of that, putting your attention in your feet, right? It should be shoulder width apart. It should be facing frontward. We have a tendency to duck out, don't we? Face them frontward. Now we're going to get a slight bend in our knee. And now what I want you to do is straighten your knees and see what that feels like actually in your body. Feel your lower back. Feel your chest. Do like a marine posture, and see what that feels like, okay? We're going to cultivate a different kind of posture for our Qigong practice, which is the posture that is more natural for the human skeleton to be in. So by contrast, we're here, and then relax the knees, and feel what that's now done to your tailbone. Without having to move your tailbone at all, it should have allowed your tailbone to curve back under. This should feel good on your lower back compared to the other position. And your center of gravity should feel different. You should feel back in the center instead of forward. Come back to the center. Okay. And you may even start to feel like a little bit more awareness of gravity, like I feel a little bit heavier sinking in here. You're just becoming more aware of what it actually feels like. So in Qigong and Tai Chi, the posture for your head, you imagine there's a string to the heavens at the top of your head, right? So your chin has the space of an orange. So it is proud but not haughty, in that way. Okay. So just feeling this now, this full body feeling. And now I want you to start checking in with your breath. So we're just going to feel what it feels like. That's it. We're not doing anything to alter it. What is it like for you right now? It's probably reaching the top of your lungs. Is it reaching the sides? Your inhale. Is it reaching the back? Is it really filling out the front? Is it reaching all the way down into the bottom of our lungs, which is way lower than we think? Is it reaching our belly? What's the quality? Is it nice and smooth? Or is it like a little bit sandpapery or like a knife on bamboo? Is it getting stuck in places? Does it flow easily through the heart? You're just feeling, just getting a baseline. I'll be quiet now. Please feel it. So let's bring that connection, that feeling of awareness with us as we do some of these movements. So starting with raising the chi. We are only going to do a little bit of this right now because I have a feeling a lot of people's chi's all in their head right now. I know mine is, with anxiety from life situations or whatever. So we're just going to get a taste of it in case we need it, or in case we have some depression going on that it's difficult to get out of bed, and we feel heavy, and we feel sunk, and our legs are heavy, and that sort of thing. So we're just going to get a taste, okay? So take your feet shoulder width apart, still facing forward, making sure that you still have that lovely bend in your knees. If any tension has crept up in your shoulders, allow them to relax. And then we're going to scoop up the morning dew and send it to heaven, okay? So you're going to go within your range of motion, inhaling up and down. And now we're going to sink. And we scoop up a basket of dew. And we're going to raise. When your hands get to your throat, they turn all the way upside down. And then you push it all the way to the top. So now that we've got the movements correct, let's just also envision kind of bringing our energy along with us. So pulling it along the insides of the legs, up through the middle, up through the throat, into the top of the head, out the fingertips. So taking it in from the earth, up through the feet, the legs. Everywhere that your hands pass, the energy is traveling up. Last one. Okay. Yeah. So now let's do lowering. This is the one that is going to be a medicine for anxiety, for anger, and even for headaches. I have used it for hiccups with a lot of success. I have to tell you this. The importance is to keep your awareness inside. And so the metaphor here is of a French press. So as it's kind of the reverse of the last movement, but as your hands pass by that part of your body, you're going to imagine that it's consolidating the energy down. And you're going to feel that more and more with more practice. You'll be able to actually feel it. So maybe you feel it right now. Down towards your lower abdomen. And take a nice swooping inhale up. And then I'm moving so you can see me. Your hands come down. Your feet are going to be where they were. And you're pressing like a French press. Down. Inhaling up. Nice big open lungs. So you can take this as slowly as you want. So finally, this last bit is the bit for the lungs. And so we're going to be nourishing the lungs, and we're also going to be, and like I said earlier, exteriorizing the defensive energy toward the outside of the body. So I may have to show you your feet and hands separately. This is my first live video, so thank you for bearing with the small screen. I'm gonna figure this out. But so your feet are going to be both facing forward to begin with, and then you're going to start shifting weight. So let's do it this way. So I can describe the feet. You don't have to see them. So keeping your feet facing forward, shift weight into one leg, and then you're going to turn the other foot out to the diagonal. So not all the way perpendicular to the wall, but to the diagonal about 45 degrees. Okay. Now you're going to shift weight onto that outward turned leg, and you're going to open up your arm, and this is called white crane spreads wing. So this is your wing, like a crane spreading their wing to dry in the sun. So your gaze is going to be underneath your wrist. Your weight is on that right leg, or whichever leg you're on. And you're going to pick up and point your toe, your opposite toe down. And then this other hand is going to come down as well. Like this. Okay. So the idea is that you should be able to pick up this other toe at any time because you have all your weight in this other leg. Okay, and so relax and come back to the middle. So both feet come to the middle. And now you're switching sides. So switch weight into the other leg. And then the opposite leg comes out. The opposite toe points out. And you shift weight and bring up that wing. So the weighted leg and the wing are the same. The light leg and the down wing are the same. Pointing that toe. On the other foot. So this starts to build your energy up through the stomach channels of your leg, of the weighted leg. You can probably feel it, and that's important. We want that. We want that to start circulating. Come back to the middle. And now we shift again. It's going back to the other side. So wing up. So this should feel wonderful when you breathe. It should feel like you can get all the way into this lung. And relaxing back to the middle. And shift to the other side. Go. So I invite you to feel the energy coming up from that weighted leg, through the earth, through the channels, especially at the front of the leg, rising and into your midsection and your lung. And in a way, we're twisting it out around through the channels of the arm. Alright, and then we come back to the center. So, just an end of class check-in. Come back to that neutral place of your spine. The stable position of your feet. The knees with a slight bend. The tailbone, if it were a laser pointer, should be making a little red dot in between the arches of your feet. It shouldn't be popped out the back, or it should be nice tucked in because of the bend in the legs. And just relaxing into this, just standing like a pile of bones or a marionette or something. You're exerting the least amount of effort to hold this posture. So, I want to thank you very much for joining today. And it's my hope that you will continue to use this time wisely. And when I say wisely, I don't mean like cleaning out the closet. I really do mean cultivating this awareness of what it's like to be alive in this moment and where your energy is, and just becoming more grounded and more aware, just more aware, so that you can live your best life. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.